Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Guman saying happy Friday, topping on Newscast. A very rare occurrence on Thursday. One Virgin Islands mom gave birth to a rare set of triplets. It took a larger than usual team of doctors and staff and a lot of care for the mother to bring the three babies into the world. But in the words of the proud dad, everything was smooth sailing. News 2's April Knight has that story.
Jason Donovan and Crystal Augustine got the surprise of their lives when they learned last year that they had not one, not two, but three buns in the oven.
It was a little amazed, but kind of excited and in between shock, so mixed feeling.
On June 11th, Crystal gave birth to a set of triplets at Schneider Regional Medical Center. Kristen, Jason, and Christopher were born healthy and all in the vicinity of 5 pounds.
The butterfly started hitting a little bit, but like what I said, everything was good. I trust the staff and everything was going to be all right.
Attending neonatologist Rudolph Foy, who's worked at an in vitro center, said spontaneous triplets are pretty rare.
You have in vitro, which is more of a artificial means by which to implant and have babies, and then you have the natural way. Naturally, it's very rare.
OBGYN Ronald Nimmo, who delivered the baby, said they had to take extra precautions with Crystal's pregnancy.
And the mother's usually seen on a more frequent basis. Because of the multiple gestations, we need to more carefully evaluate and observe their growth patterns and to make sure that mom is also not developing any of the complications that are common with multiple gestation.
It's all right, he's not going to break. There you go.
Jason said he and Crystal are not at all daunted by the prospect of raising 3 infants at once.
I felt it was God sent, so from time I had to prepare myself.
Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
And congratulations to Crystal and Jason and the staff of Schneider Regional Medical Center for a successful, complication-free delivery of the triplets. Well, as a follow-up to our report on the Lonesome Dove settlement, we spoke with Senate Finance Chair Clifford Graham. He confirmed that there are plans to reintroduce a bill in the 31st legislature that deals with that settlement. News 2's Erica Parsons has more on what that would look like.
The bill to address the Lonesome Dove settlement did not die with the 30th legislature. Senator Clifford Graham will be reintroducing it before the summer is out.
We moved into the 31st legislature, and I still have authorship of the bill. However, I am awaiting some more information from GRS because they are in negotiation for a final settlement with the new administration with respect to how the bill would look.
Community activist Percival Edwards called senators out this week. He wants the lawmakers to decide how the oil field assets the VI government won against Lonesome Dove Petroleum for tax evasion can be used. The settlement is in receivership and was generating $1 million a year in revenue.
No one have talked about Lonesome Dove and what's taking place. But the time has come for our senators to realize that instead of thinking about themselves, think about these assets that the VI government have.
The original bill that directed the settlement revenues to the government's retirement system was vetoed by former Governor John DeYoung. He had concerns that the federal government would tax the revenues if they were transferred to GERS versus creating a public corporation. Graham's bill intent will still be to help GERS.
I am looking forward to moving forward with the Lonesome Dove legislation, pegging the revenue from that oil refineries or the assets from the oil fields to the GRS to pay down the unfunded liability.
The question of how to handle the assets is still up in the air, though, for now. Erica Parsons, News 2.
Well, the Senate's Committee on Rules and Judiciary approved Governor Mapp's appointee to the Port Authority Governing Board, Lauren Hewitt-Sewer, whose background is mainly in early childhood education, child development, and home economics, shared her thoughts on what could turn the territory's ports into world-class facilities.
Priority should be given to developing guidelines and improve customer service and ongoing training for all employees. Each employee is a representative of the Port Authority and should be held accountable for providing the best travel experience for every traveler. The Port Authority should provide complimentary Wi-Fi service and device charging accommodations in all of its ports facilities where customers traverse on a daily basis.
In other news, Senator Novell Francis plans to introduce a bill to help address staff shortages in critical departments. Francis says his recruitment and retention bill will address staffing needs in the areas of education, nursing, and law enforcement. Francis wants to see overtime costs cut and staffing levels increased. He pointed to budget hearings this week by both the VIPD and fire services, both testifying about the over-expenditures in overtime because of manpower shortages. The lawmakers' bill would create an incentive program for new hires. It would also provide incentives for employees close to retirement and existing employees who refer qualified people for government jobs.
And I think, too, that the time has come for us to truly look at what we're doing here, in terms of all government employees. I think that the fact that, we have employees that have not been given pay raises for many, many years, some, especially like the Bureau of Corrections, the fire department, and have not been brought up to step, is continuing to create a morale issue.
Police say on Thursday, June 11th, 2015, Justin Rivera of Greenwood Drive, Warwick, Rhode Island, was arrested at the Cyril Lee King Airport as he was trying to leave the territory. Rivera was charged and arrested with third-degree burglary, grand larceny, after being positively identified on video surveillance footage as the individual who burglarized Ecotours on St. John. Bail for Justin Rivera was set at $60,000 by order of the court, and unable to post bail, Rivera was remanded to the Bureau of Corrections pending his advice of rights hearing. Well, police on St. Croix would like to thank the St. Croix community for its assistance in the arrest of two men that were wanted. Kadeem Rosario, a 20-year-old Hispanic male, was wanted for burglary second degree. Rosario turned in himself to police without incident. Rosario was charged with burglary second degree, contempt of court, destruction of property, trespassing, and disturbance of the peace by making threats. After his advice of rights hearing held yesterday, bail was for Rosario was set at $25,000. Akeem Herbert, 24 years of age, of the D. Hamilton Jackson Terrace Housing Community, was wanted for first-degree burglary, grand larceny, aggravated assault, and battery. Akeem Herbert turned himself into police on the evening of June 11th. In other news, Innovative announces scheduled service interruptions that will begin on Saturday, June 13th from 9 p.m. to Sunday, June 14th at 9 a.m. Services affected during this maintenance window will include Innovative's telephone, online, web payment, and pay-by-phone systems, and the ability to order pay-per-view. All upgrades will be done during those hours. Innovative companies are in the process of maintaining and upgrading its software. There will also be a service interruption on Saturday, June 13th from 12:30 a.m. to 2 a.m. to upgrade wiring and electrical equipment as means to provide optimum services. Now, services affected during this maintenance window will affect all Innovative Cable TV St. Croix customers. Innovative apologizes for the inconvenience. Turning our attention overseas, no charges against Martise Johnson. A judge approved the Virginia Commonwealth's attorney's motion to dismiss the charges against Johnson, the 20-year-old University of Virginia student who was injured and bloodied as white ABC officers pinned him to the ground, handcuffed, and shackled him outside a bar in March. Video and photos sparked protests through UVA's campus over racism and police misconduct. The Commonwealth's attorney says that after reviewing the investigation by Virginia State Police, the incident did not warrant criminal charges. Keeping our eye on the economy, here's the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. As we can see, everything down. The Dow down 140, NASDAQ 31, S&P 500 14. Coming up on NEWS2, summer camp options for you to consider so the young ones keep busy during the summer. Also, Caribbean Community Theater is presenting Dictation, the production, a special treat for those who attend. The author will be on island for a meet and greet. Details coming up. Sen Senator Gene Ford, chairman of the Education and Workforce Committee at the Senate, continues looking into the proper handling of school lunches in the territory. On Thursday, Ford brought local chefs to Joseph Gomez School to share methods of preparing and cooking food with emphasis on quality and presentation. The day before, Ford had a meeting with education officials on the same topic after a photo of a local school meal with nothing but bread, cheese, and carrots was proliferated over the internet. A quick reminder of all the commencement ceremonies taking place, starting off with All Saints Cathedral School ceremony this evening at the Cathedral at 7 p.m. and Tilly School will be held tomorrow, Saturday, June 13, 5 p.m. at the MCM Center. Ivana Eudora Ken is also on Saturday, 4 p.m. at the D.M. Wheatley Gymnasium. Sunday, Charlotte Amalie High School students will receive their diplomas June 14th, 5 p.m. at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center. Seventh day is scheduled for June 14th, 10 a.m. at the Educational Complex. CTEC is also on June 15th, 4 p.m., also at the Educational Complex. Adult Education, June 16th, 6 p.m., Educational Complex. Central High is on June 17th, 2:30 p.m., Central High Gymnasium. Complex is on June 18th, 4 p.m. at Island Center. Are you a recent graduate or about to be? Well, listen up. On June 22nd, 2015 and June 24th, the Virgin Islands Department of Labor will be hosting a job fair to connect recent graduates from all high schools and UVI with businesses who have current or anticipated employment opportunities. Registration is free, but seating is limited. Please register by June 12th. June 22nd, it will be held from 1 to 5 p.m. at UVI Great Hall in St. Croix, then June 24th from 1 to 5 p.m. at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center. A number of summer camps have already gotten underway, but there are still plenty of summer camps to sign up for. This week, we have a few to tell you about that are taking place on St. Croix. The Big Island Adventure Camp, hosted by AZ Academy, kicked off this week. It runs from June 8th through August 14th and takes ages 3 to 13. Just like its name, there are adventures every day of camp. Happy Faces Academy is returning with the Kid Venture Summer Camp that starts June 15th and runs through August 7th. It serves children between the ages of 2 and 6. There are weekly themes and field trips that include arts and crafts, sports, gardening, beach and pool play, and the petting zoo. The Sinead Bay Resort is offering a summer kids program that will also begin on June 15th and run through August 15th. Now, they take students from 4 years to 18 years of age. That camp offers a number of activities, including tennis, paddleboarding, wood shop, and a special nature quest. Finally, if you're looking for more summer enrichment, the Lifeline Educational Services may be the perfect choice. They run from June 22nd to August 7th, and they take children from 2 to 10 years of age. They feature reading, math, cooking, agriculture, art, and athletics. Now remember, the Department of Human Services Office of Child Care and Regulatory Services reps say there are limited funds available to assist eligible parents to pay for summer camp fees for their children. Applications will be available at the Department of Human Services Subsidy, Resource, and Referral Program, formerly Block Grant, on St. Croix and St. Thomas, Monday, June 15th from 8 a.m., and at the Department of Human Services Multipurpose Center on St. John on Tuesday, June 16th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Applicants must meet the eligibility requirements. Children between the ages of 3 to 12 years, as well as children with disabilities, are eligible to receive summer camp assistance. Well, don't miss out on Love Note. See Nikki Emmerich up opposite Jean Lancaster. 2 shows only tonight, Friday, June 12th, and Saturday, June 13th at 8 p.m. Love Letters. Now, Nikki Emmerich plays the role of Melissa Gardner. Jean Lancaster is Andrew Makepeace, Lad III. Love Letters is a play by A.R. Gurney that was a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize for Drama. The play centers on 2 characters, Melissa Gardner and Andrew Makepeace. They sit side by side at tables and read the notes, letters, and cards in which over nearly 50 years they discuss their hopes and ambitions, dreams and disappointments, victories and defeats. And it is time for an encore. Music in Motion is presenting a production called Encore, featuring Kayla Williams on Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. at the James Savage Center for the Performing Arts at Good Hope School campus. Kayla is a competitor of the Youth International Ballet Competition and the Disney 5. The 13-year-old dancer represented the VI in the 10th annual American Youth International Ballet Competition in Daytona Beach, Florida recently. The St. Patrick Catholic School student was the first Virgin Islander to compete in that prestigious competition. Here's another theater event. The author of Dictation, the production that's running at the Caribbean Community Theater for the next couple of weeks, is in town. CCT board officials announced that Larita Shelby will be in St. Croix this weekend and available for a meet and greet after that performance Saturday night. Shelby will also be around for a question and answer session with the cast after Sunday's matinee. Dictation is a collection of skits, poems, and monologues by Shelby, and theater goers are encouraged to meet the author to talk about her work. It's time for our pet of the week. Jojo is fun and playful, but he needs your help in finding a home while he undergoes and recovers from heartworm surgery already paid for by the Humane Society. Here's more.
This is Jojo, our pet of the week. He is 1 year and 8 months old. It's part of our 30 and 30 challenge, which means that we have to get specific 30 dogs adopted in 30 days or they will be at risk of being put to sleep. Jojo is sweet and playful. He loves hugs and kisses, and he really would do great in a family.
Jojo is a cutie. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.